Hello, good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday, February the 9th. It's about 2:30 a.m. here in Istanbul, Turkey, and we're going to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin. Yeah, I just wanted to mention really quickly. Do you guys see this right here where it's making those cool lights going up and down, left and right there? That's called the Lianli Strimmer. And I got it because it relaxes me while trading. And I will do anything, including listening to soft music, watching a display like that. It really calms me down when playing a really large position. So my advice is just to do anything that can get you in a really good headspace to make the best decisions so you don't have anxiety, so you don't have stress when you're trading. Especially when you get to a higher level of trading, you want to do anything that you can to ensure that you make the best possible decisions, that where your trades are continuously optimized. If you're drinking, for example, coffee, that doesn't help me. It gives me a lot of anxiety. I wanna run up the wall. I'm thinking too much. I'm not calm when I'm drinking coffee. When I'm having even a beer sometimes, it's not a good decision for me, or any liquor at all when I'm trading. It's good to be in a solid headspace where you can really focus your energy and your attention in the trade to make the best possible decisions so you minimize mistakes. The less mistakes you minimize, the more mistakes you minimize, the higher chance of you succeeding overall long term. So let's get into the technical analysis. It's not sponsored or anything. I just wanted to talk about that Lianli Strimmer is what it's called. Pick it up. Goes for about $100, and it's really made me feel incredibly comfortable lately since I've been trading. So Bitcoin's really interesting. But before I get into it, I want to let you guys know that I have only 46 copies left of my course version 2.0. Today was the official day we sent it into production, where I'm waiting for a sample to come back. As soon as the samples come back, we start producing it. I'm only making about 100, 120 just to have some extras lying around, just in case there's some special followers or giveaways, etc. I want to have about 120 copies total, but realistically, I'm selling 100. It's a really well-made course. Comes with like a 220 page textbook. It has seven chapters total, over 28 hours, and also 43 lessons. This is the section that you want, right here. Section number 4. It talks about my golden strategies, and that's a really cool section here. I talk about my 6 big trading setups, my exact routine of how I hunt for coins to trade. And even though you read it right here, it's not going to make a lot of sense, right? Each video is about 1 hour long. Let me show you. If you add them all up, they add up to an immense amount here, where I talk over 8 hours of teaching you guys how to do my exact position. I'll show you here. Right, just copy all of this into this little program here. So this is gonna add up to about 8 hours of courses altogether, of lessons just for my big 6 strategies that I show everybody. I've never talked about them in this much detail before. I write them down systematically in the book for you, and it's not that it's going to change your life with trading, because the only person that can change your life is yourself. You now have access to an immense amount of information through me, where I literally am $1 million trader. I trade $30 million in volume a month, and I trade up to $1.5 million positions. That was my biggest size last year. So we have 8.5 hours just chapter 4 alone, where I talk about my strategies. It goes for $1,750 for the entire course. That has the USB drive and also the 250 page textbook. It's mailed to you in a beautifully wrapped gift box. You're going to be blown away by how luxurious everything is and feels, because this is a gold mine that you would be purchasing. And like Warren Buffett said, the best investment that you can make is investing in yourself. The more you learn, the more you can earn. And I personally believe I'm one of the top traders in crypto. If not, maybe not the most in terms of profitability, because people trade a lot more, but in the top percentile, I see myself as a very, very well-regarded trader. But more importantly, I have an ability to teach as well. And it's important that you can explain your strategies in high detail to other people, where they have a firm understanding of it after you've explained it. Let's get into this. The 5-minute mark was up. Okay. So we were talking about the moving averages before. The moving averages in the last video, that's also covered right here. Just so you guys know where I covered very well the moving average. Oh, sorry, the this one here, just the moving averages. We were talking about how Bitcoin was trending. If you take a look at it on, for example, the 2-hour chart, this is where the official breakout happened. Okay, right around there. Actually, it happened on the 1-hour. Right around there. What you're seeing is that as the break happens, it's usually coinciding with some EMA as well that it breaks above. So if you look on, for example, this time frame, this was a really strong time frame in my opinion, right? This one right here. We see that it intersects the 55 EMAs, 55 EMA roughly, and then what you see is it breaking the slope trend line, breaks the 55 EMA right there, okay? Right here, it breaks it. See that? But look at on a different time frame. The 2-hour time frame, right? The EMA is there, but let's say on this time frame, right? Excuse me. See on this time frame, the 55 EMA is way below it. The crossing over of the fanning strategy happens way earlier. You're gonna notice something significant here. This is where it crosses over the fanning strategy, where the 55 is now below everything, right? But on the 1-hour, what you're gonna notice is the 1-hour crosses over here, right? Crosses over later. On the 4-hour, it doesn't even cross over yet. Okay, so we can say like the 2-hour crosses over here. The 3-hour, it crosses over here. So what we can say, because of the crossovers, is we can say we're bullish only up until the 3-hour. If we're extremely bullish, we're going to get this crossover. It's called the golden crossover, where it turns from the 200 moving average resisting, which means above all of the other colored lines here, to now below everything that you're seeing. Okay, so now it's supporting everything. So this is the 3-hour time frame. This is the 38-minute, the 1-hour, the 2-hour, and the 3-hour. So it constantly, gradually gets pushed further away. So when the 30-minute is bullish, it cascades over to the 1-hour. It cascades over to 2-hour. Right now, it's cascading to the 3-hour. But will the 4-hour catch up? Okay, will the 4-hour cross over? Okay, like over there. Will it cross over? If it does, then we can say we're bullish up to the 4-hour. Can you imagine what would happen if we were bullish up until the 1-hour? That would imply a really strong bullish momentum, right? So if we take a look at the EMA here, what we'll see is that it's breaking the EMA. Usually the EMAs coincide, the 55 EMA coincides with one specific time frame where it breaks out. So you can see here that they're pretty much like on the 5-hour, that's where it cuts through the 55 EMA. As soon as it gets above it, boom, it breaks upwards. On the 4-hour, it's a little bit later. See that? It's a little bit earlier. On the 3-hour, the EMA is a little bit further away there. See that? So you got to find a specific EMA where it cuts through it, and that's how you time a sloped entry. Okay? That's how you time a really well sloped entry so you can possibly play a breakout. That's why you see right here, okay, that's why you see right here, this is the breakout strategy that I teach a lot more in my course. That's why you see this candle right here, the one that coincides with the 55 EMA breakout and the large candle there and the slope trendline breakout. Okay, as soon as it gets above the 55 EMA and the slope trendline, you get this volume spike that goes to the upside. Okay, I teach really well in my, it's just too much detail. It's like hours of explaining it, so I'm not going to bother explaining this video. But that's how Bitcoin's breakout happened. Okay, it broke out there beautifully. And if we actually zoom out, a lot of people would call it this. Okay, the target I said was about $43,000. I assumed in my last video that we would just simply get around there, right? We would get right around there, and we kind of did. We got right around there by 4% or so. So now a lot of people are assuming that this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't. Yeah. That's it right there. Sorry. So that's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the big 5. So if I take the big retracement here, Fibonacci retracement is done by taking from the left. Okay, So you take the most recent wave. You take the most recent wave, which is up there, to down there, right? Would you agree with me that this is the most recent wave? That's the most recent wave. So because that's the most recent wave, we take Fibonacci from the top left right there to here. And what we see is that we hit the golden ratio dead on, right? So are we bullish right now? I'm not sure. We sure are making a few more waves to the upside though. Right, so now we know we're at the golden ratio. What time frame, MACD, are we bullish up until? The 4 hour is crossing down a little bit now. The 5 hour is crossing down a little bit too. The 6 hour is not crossing down. Okay, so we're still bullish on the 6 hour time frame. I'm assuming that, right? So let's see where we're bullish up until. So what we're finding some resist. This is going to be a week of lots of resistance, right? And the reason I say that is because the high of this candle right there, if you see the H, is 44,400. Okay, sure we got high already to 45, but we're still going to be fighting to reject. So notice that we didn't get above this range yet. 44.4. We're only at 41.1. This is the high of that previous candle. Not only that, we have to understand that Bitcoin, for the first time in a very long time, since June of 2020 actually, fell below the weekly 55 moving average. So this is the first time we fell below it. So now Bitcoin wants to claw its way back to the top side. So that's why we're going to find resistance right where this 55 EMA is, which is around 43.3. So the week is not close to done yet. We will most likely find resistance there, on top of the 2-day resistance up here too. And this is a very strong region of resistance, okay? This is smashing to the downside, a support that gets broken to the downside eventually, okay? The support here ended up holding for literally 37 days, okay? And after 37 days, it just broke to the downside in December. Look how strong the support is, but it ends up breaking to the downside after 37 days, or 32 days actually. So that's a strong resistance, which is exactly what we're at right now, or what we're at right now. So the chances of us breaking above there, really slim. We got that weekly resistance on that candle there. We got the golden ratio. We got this big candle, or sorry, this big range of 32 days as well. If we break above there, I would be very surprised. So what I'm expecting right now is a lot of consolidation. Coins are very confused because they're following positively and correlating positively to Bitcoin. So due to that reason, we're probably going to find a lot of sideways in the market, except for that rare coin here and there, of course, that's going to spike up like IOTX, like XRP, right? There's always going to be coins that don't always positively correlate with Bitcoin. And those are the ones that we want to focus on. The ones that move independently of Bitcoin are the ones that we always want to focus on. The best traders that I find are the ones that are reactive rather than the ones that are predictive. If you're predictive, to me, it forms bias. And as you have a bias, you're strongly leaning towards that way psychologically. I personally like to react as information comes in so I can make the best instantaneous decision with the most accurate and current information that I have. That's how I see trading, especially at a low time frame. For example, you might be long biased because of a higher term technical analysis and prediction, right? But if all of a sudden Bitcoin drops 5%, well, you got to be able to react to that 5% drop. A 5% drop in Bitcoin can easily translate to a 10% or 15% drop on other coins. So being a reactive trader eliminates the guesswork for predictability or predictiveness. I can't speak properly today. Other than that, I'm finding that Bitcoin is crossover on many time frames. On the daily, we're going to the upside still. On the 2-day, we're going to the upside. On the 3-day, we're going to the upside. So all these time frames, the 4-day hasn't moved to the upside yet. Have you seen that? So right now, the 4-day is edging towards moving to the top side, but it's having a lot of difficulty. Because it's having a lot of difficulty right now, well, it's not having difficulty, but it's still trying, right? So the 1-day crossed over, the 2-day crossed over, The 3-day crossed over. The 4-day has not crossed over yet because we reached all those resistance points that I mentioned. So if we face all these resistances, we might not cross over right now. The goal is always to cross over to a higher time frame. As we cross over to higher time frames, we consider this generally more bullish. So for example, in a major bull run, you're going to see MACD crossovers, right? And they're going to stay really far and high on the positive side. So because it's really close to the neutral, right, and it's still on the negative side, we can't really consider this a massive bull run yet. This is what you call a massive bull run, okay? Right here, where we're very high, okay, really, really high towards the positive side, okay? So when this happened right here, this right here was a signal for people to start entering shorts. You can tell because the histogram is really low, right? And it's starting to cross over right there. So that was a good possible entry. But of course, we end up rallying a little bit more. We end up rallying another 27%. So MACD crossovers are not always guaranteed to give you that outcome that you're expecting, right? If you're predicting a MACD crossover and it happens, but the price doesn't drop, there's a high chance that you're going to get a massive rally instead. So for example, here we see the fast moving line, which is I think the 12, the 12 line moving to the downside. Whenever this line is moving to the downside and it's below the red, it means that the histogram is decreasing as well. Okay, the MACD, it's a way of converging and diverging these lines together. When the blue moves away from the red, it indicates that something's happening. But here's a false signal, for example, because it's a lagging indicator, okay? The MACD is a lagging indicator which relies on past data. As it relies on past data, so here's where it officially dropped, right? This one here. But if you notice that, it says that it dropped over here. Okay, it says that it dropped over here based off of the crossover. But this range actually still goes to the upside because this is known as a lagging indicator that relies on the previous price subset of data to formulate these averages. So the current price that you see, it's actually an average of the past prices. It's a subset of all the prices of the past 12 and 26. So because of this, it's not always the most accurate, okay? The most accurate gauge is always RSI. This right here, I definitely would have entered this short if I was shorting Bitcoin, but I didn't, okay? Because this is getting a crossover right here, right? That's definitely getting a crossover. I probably would have entered a little bit early, knowing me, right? I probably would have entered on this candle here because you got the lower high, which is confirmed, and the next candle, right? But I never would have predicted another rally up. So you always have to be very careful of that. So right now, Bitcoin is unpredictable. We want it to cascade over to a higher time frame to be more bullish, okay? If we're more bullish, then we can have the potential to hit something high this year. Maybe we could break above these particular highs and smash through the last year's high. Last year was an incredible year. And of course, no doubt right now, the major resistance is going to be around that range, $63,000. That coincides with right around the bodies of the weekly there. Like right around here, like this high is going to be something, right? But more like 65, 66K. So right now, because in the weekly, we're trending right in the middle of here. We don't know what's going to happen. Take a look at this, for example, that trended for about 7, 8 weeks there. Where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, about 60 to 70 days. Where here it trended for so long at the 55 EMA in the weekly, and then finally we break to the upside. So right now, my bias on Bitcoin is actually bearish to neutral. It's not bullish right now, and I'm referring to in the very short time frame, okay? I'm talking about the next few days. Bitcoin to me is going to be considered fairly bearish. I don't think we're going to be smashing above 44, 46 ranges because of all of these other factors that I'm referring to right now. And once again, to review the weekly EMA, we're there, right? We're right there right now. But more importantly, this guy right now that I mentioned earlier of this resistance range. Oh, sorry, not that one. This guy right there. Okay, this one right there, right? That's 46K. I don't think we're going to smash through that. On the 12-hour, we just got this nasty doji shooting star type candle. This candle right here, it implies that the bulls have pushed high to the upside. They attempted to rally, but what happened instead was the bears ended up rejecting them before the candle finished. This long wick, it indicates a tension between the bulls and the bears, where the bulls attempted to attack, but the bears ended up defending, causing a long wick. So the story tells you that the bulls attacked, they tried, and they failed. And because of that, the momentum after a gigantic rally like this is now a little bit slower. So another possibility, if I had to talk about a bullish scenario, if there's even one. No, I can't even see a bullish scenario here unless, right, let's just take a look at fib extension here just for a second. Nope, that didn't even get a one-to-one, so I really couldn't begin to tell you about this possible rally to the upside right now, if there's even one. I'm very bearish to neutral for now, and I'm going to expect this trend to continue in terms of consolidation for the next few days. So I just wanted to give you guys my opinion on Bitcoin right now. I've had a few solid days of trading. 2 days ago, yesterday I did $12,500 profit. Day before that, 13K. And right now, there's actually a trial for my Discord group. So come give it a shot if you like. The Discord group is opened for 3 days, and you also get a 7-day trial, right? If you don't like it, get out. There's no obligation. Just make sure you cancel before the 7 days. Otherwise, you'll be billed. I'm always looking to get new members as the group grows. It's a place where people can come in, ask a lot of questions, lots of learning lessons in the group as well. There's a library of video lessons, live trades, and everyone's always eager to help each other. So it's a great community. Anyways, I'll see you in the Discord group. And if you're interested in the course, give me a DM, guys. I only have 46 more courses. And I haven't even released, I have a promo video, and I haven't even released that yet. Not only that, I've got a 400-person waitlist. Whoever buys, I'm going to mass send a message to everybody. Whoever messages me first to get the 46, first come, first serve, I'm just going to do that instead. I would imagine that these courses will sell out in the next less than a week when I actually start advertising it, because it's just me. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.